we're doing tutorials on encoder, Quadrature encoder counting using the app Mega. Professor Stephen Canfield with mechatronics class at TTU. So let's take a look at our system. Here's our system. We've got this turntable driven by a brush DC motor. There is a encoder underneath, a optical incremental encoder. We're controlling the speed with this DC power supply by controlling the voltage. Here we're tracking the two channels, channel A, channel B. We saw first that we could count on rising edges. Then we saw we could get directions by looking at the phase shift of channel B. In the last tutorial, if you're following through, we were capturing on rising and falling edges of channel A. Now we're going to capture on rising and falling edges of both channel A and channel B. So we should be able to get 4 times resolution by counting just on rising edges of A. We saw that we had 360 counts per full rotation. Now we should be able to multiply that by 4 or 4 times 360 counts per full rotation. Let's jump into our code. This is where we left off last time. If you recall our changes, we went to channel 4, changed the sense control bits so that we are capturing on both rising and falling edges. So we chose a 0, 1. Now we're going to do that for both channel interrupt 5 and interrupt 4. So we're going to change the interrupt sense control bits for channel 5 to be 0, 1. Any edge generates an interrupt. So we've done that here. Then we jump down to the interrupt service routine for int 5, which is PE5. We haven't used that one yet, but we're going to put the same exact logic in. So I'm going to copy the logic from int 4. I'm going to paste it to int 5. Now our question is, we're going to say, when we come in, well, we got to, since it's capturing both edges, we got to see is channel B a rising or falling edge. Well, we're looking at channel B. Channel B is on PE5, not PE4. So I'm going to change that. And if channel 5 is a rising edge, then I've got to look at channel 4 and I've got to see if it's a rising edge or a falling edge. So now here's the little challenge. We got to think about the direction. Right now we said if it was channel 4, it's going to be high. I think we're going to have to just reverse this. So I'm going out a little bit on a limb here, saying we're going to have to reverse this logic. So there we're looking at channel 4. Channel 4 is low. We're going to decrement on a falling edge of channel 5. Or it's a falling edge, yeah, on a falling edge of channel 5. Then we're going to look at channel 4. Forgot to add that below. We're going to subtract. And then if it's negative, we're going to add. And then I think I forgot one other little thing up here. Okay, I made a bunch of changes. So I basically changed all these from PE4 to PE5. I had to change these from PE5 to PE4, and I changed the logic. So the thinking here is above on a rising edge of channel 4, and I think I'm going to go over here on a rising edge of channel 4. If I was low here, then I called that a negative. Now on a rising edge of this guy, if I see a positive, I'm going to call that negative. So yeah, so I needed to change the direction of everything. Okay, well, let's give that a try. So it seems like it uploaded without an error. It's counting downward in a negative direction. That looks good. Let's change our direction over here. Now it's counting back up. So that's good. And finally, let's do one last thing. We'll do a check on rotation. I should be getting now 4 times the rotation. Let me reset our. So one rotation should now give me 4 times 360, or about 1440-ish. And I'm definitely missing some counts, but kind of ballpark. I'm gonna have to look a little bit why I'm missing this many counts. Um, but I think for this effort, I'm gonna call that good, and it was going in the opposite direction. So if I wind back down, I go back to 0. Another way to check your encoder is to make sure you're always getting back to home. So I'm gonna try to line that up pretty carefully, reset it. I'm gonna go forward once, backward once, pretty close, forward again or backward again. So pretty close. Yeah. Okay. I think for initial pass, I'm gonna call that successful. Okay. Thanks for your time and attention in watching this, and hopefully picked up something useful here. Thanks.